answer for yourself because sometimes when you do your own brand, you love it so much, you have like a blind spot. But the thing is, what would make it interesting to the audience is important to highlight. So what I want to show you next is a content by a company called Pizza Hut. So everybody loves food, but how do you actually make it interesting? For Pizza Hut, what they do to make it engaging is that they introduce an aspect of unexpectedness. So I want you to watch this video carefully.
Pizza Hut.
Look who is actually ordering food right now.
Pizza Hut, pick up your delivery.
Cheese.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Cheese.
Yeah, we have a lot of cheese.
Cheese.
Oh, okay. So you must be looking for a new cheese and pizza.
Cheese.
All right, great. We'll send that right over.
What?
Pizza Hut delivery for shop puppet.
It's a cheesy pizza thing, man.
Where's the cheese? It's just cheese, it's not pizza. Cheese. Yeah, I'm so full. I love cheese. Yeah.
That's a video of me snacking on things at night. So, okay, I mean, we talk about this thing all the time, right? How important it is to grab people's attention in the first second. But it can be difficult to do because how do you get to say anything at all in the first second? For them, they choose to answer this assignment by actually introducing an element of unexpectedness, and that is to use a shark puppet in their video, so that the moment you see it, you know that something is not right, like it's a bit weird, something is going on, I want to learn more. Because people decide to actually stay on and watch more of your content, you'll be able to talk more about your content as well. So that is on the one way to actually stop people from scrolling and looking at your content from start to finish. The last one is about cueing a reaction, and it is something that is true and native to the TikTok platform. We know that what makes TikTok so amazing is that it is home to a lot of people who are just interested in a bunch of different things. It's very community driven. So the question for brands and advertisers is, how do you actually tap into this type of community who is always interested to learn more and to be engaged with? For brands like Zaful, they do this by introducing new ways to engage with them. For example, they have a new collection coming up, and they use this kind of get ready with me types of video to push out the new collection. The way that they choose to engage with the audience is by allowing them to pick or to participate in their poll, so that it's like, okay, should I wear this or should I wear that? It allows people to think, to look at their brand and actually have an opinion. And that's what makes TikTok so TikTok.
I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots.
Yeah, so it's very short and sweet, it's straight to the point, it's quick. It is something that you would want to share with your friends and like, hey, what do you think about this outfit or that outfit? And in doing that, they achieve their brand's mission. So, what I want to show you next is essentially a list of ideas and creations for you to actually just think about, or for you to steal, honestly, for your next brand campaign. Look, I mean, at the end of the day, for any brands or any products, there is only a number of features that you can talk about. But it doesn't mean that you should just stop talking about it when you've covered all the features already. So what you can do to actually continue to push your brands on TikTok is to actually look at the different aspects of how you can talk about your brand. So, for example, I love brown coffee. And let's say for the last 2 years, I've already been doing a lot of content about the way my coffee is sourced and how it's all made by Khmer people and how all of the interiors and design is all Khmer. That's the brand messaging of Brown for the last, I feel like it's for the last 10 years. It's something that's super consistent. But okay, now that I know that for TikTok, people want something new. People want something that is interesting. What do I do to actually make more of what I already have? So then I can come onto this and I can look at it from many different perspectives. So I can go the other route where it's not about art and design anymore, but What about psychology? What is the psychology behind why we need coffee in the morning every day? Is there actually fact or fiction behind it? Let's talk about it. So, okay, now I want to talk about psychology. Next step is about finding the right format for my message. How do I do that? Is it about using animation? Is it about behind the scenes? Or is it about documentary or something that shows the scientific reason behind all of this psychology? That's also one way you can actually think about delivering your message. Now that you have all of that, what do you need to do to actually stop people and actually get them to watch your content from start to finish? Like some stopper, right? So is it about using celebrities or KOL, like Bong Philip over here, to actually get people to pay attention? Because people love Bong Philip. Whatever Bong Philip says, people believe it. So, so this is actually one way for you to tap into all these things. And the engagement trigger then can be about how, oh my god, you know what? This really relates with me because I am a coffee addict. And I really want people to validate that for me. So that is how you actually plan things from start to finish using just the 4-step framework. So all of these things, what it does is that it helps you to maintain an always-on presence. What it really means is that for any brands in this market where everyone is competing for everyone else's attention, you need to be top of mind all the time. So for you to be always on, you need to have enough content, you need to push it out on a regular basis so that people can remember you. And I guess the question for brands then becomes, if I know all of these ideas, how can I plan it in a way that is consistent, that doesn't make it look like, okay, so this one we only talk about one thing, but forget about the rest. So to maintain what I would consider as a good cadence, we want to introduce to you what is called the 4U framework for always-on planning. So you see here, essentially there is 2 big matrix. So you have moments, which is like from everyday to trend to season and specific campaign. That's about the seasonality of the moments or about the timing of how you want to stay always on all the time. And what you would want to do is actually list that down your content pillar, so number 1, number 2, number 3. So if I'm Brown Coffee, my first pillar could be about excellence. Because Brown Coffee entered the market 10 years ago as the first coffee chain, right? So they are the one who pushes about how, you know what, in Cambodia, there are good coffee shops too. So excellence is something I focus on. That could be your number 1. The second one is about locality. Brown Coffee is the only coffee that I think is made all by Khmer. So from their management team to the staff to the suppliers that they work with, it's always Khmer. And what we know to be true about Cambodia is that there is a sense of national pride. So we want to always be proud of our country and look at it like, oh my god, I can't believe we do all that. So that may be your second pillar. And then your content pillar number 3 could be about design and architecture. It is no secret that the co-founder or the designer of Brown Coffee is actually Bong Hoc Kang, who is the leading designers in Cambodia and regional, honestly. So this is something that they focus on a lot on continuously. As you can see from each store, they vary their own design in a meaningful way, but it always stays consistently local and Khmer. So if I were Brown Coffee, I would list down all of these content pillars and actually piece it out on a different way where I can showcase both the everyday aspects of things, trends, seasons, and campaign as well. So the everyday aspects could be about what I mentioned earlier, about how people always need coffee. It taps into what I would consider as a routine, where people are able to relate to. So that's one TikTok content for you. But it can also be about trends. So for example, earlier this year we have Valentine's, where they also did this campaign about how it's love at first sip at Brown. So that is actually one way for you to actually weave things in a meaningful way. It can also be about seasons. So for example, I know this that they're actually coming up with interesting things for Mother's Day. So there is a concept about how for Brown, we are the creator or the inventor of things. So how do I actually use my brand to actually talk about how I am always the inventor of things? So that's one way you can actually tap into the seasonality of things. The last one is about campaign or any new product launch, because at the end of the day, as a brand, you always have interesting things to show. Recently, they have unveiled what is called Make Brown Coffee at Home, where they are selling merchandise of brown. So this is actually where they can plan it out, and they can cross-check it between the content pillar and the timing, so that they can continue to push out interesting things all the time. So that was a lot of theory. I think what would be helpful next is to actually look at how other brands besides us are actually doing, or how they use this type of always-on framework to stay consistent on a place like TikTok. So as you know, TikTok is a social media platform, and what I believe makes TikTok social is that, first of all, it's about the audio, right? So sometimes you listen to cool music and you just keep hearing it all the time. So that's one aspect of things. The second aspect is about the way that people edit their content. And it's also about how people use interesting ways to show up in a meaningful way on a video platform. So Levi does this well by tapping into the latest creative trend, and I really want to show this to you. So what they did, it was very simple. All they did was actually pulling in a trending way to talk about effects with their brand. So by doing that, it's not just about putting out one piece of content, but it's also about telling the consumer that, hey, I know what you guys have been watching, I know what is trending for you, I am part of your community. So that's what makes it good. The second of all, it's about how Levi has been around for a long time, it's about 100 years, and now it talks about season that might be familiar with many into a conversational topic. So this was about how Black History Month can be a meaningful way to talk about your brands.
Here are some trends from Black fashion, just in case you forgot. Look at that reversement for farming and fishing until rappers normalized it in street fashion. And if you know me, you know I love my bucket hat. Then we got oversized clothing. The trend started because of hand-me-downs, but then rappers started wearing it to connect with their audience. So then it became a fashion trend. And we can't forget about sneaker culture. Sneakers were a symbol of identity and belonging in the Black community. And that still stands today. So next time you think about certain trends in fashion, remember that Black history paved the way. Black fashion is my fashion.
Wow. That was such a catchy line. Black fashion is my fashion. It's about how the Black community is actually one of the innovators behind trends that we know and love, like wearing oversized clothing. The third one that I want to show you is about how, okay, actually, I want you to look at this and tell me if that's not you on an everyday basis.
The truth. Oh.
Oh no. Interesting.
Here's
The truth. Oh.
You know that feeling when you actually go on a trip, come back home, and then, oh my god, I can't find that piece of jeans that I love so much. I spent $200 on it, where is it? That. No, so it actually talks to the consumers in a way that say that, look, I understand what you're going through, and this is what the content would look like. So that's how you relate to your consumers in a way that is meaningful. So I want to show you a few case studies as well from brands around the world that we know and love. So from top to bottom, I think I wanted to call out the Washington Post, which is essentially the American version of Phnom Penh Pom in Cambodia. And AliExpress, because I think everyone in this room is very well aware of who AliExpress is. It's also my source of loss of revenue every month. So let's talk about it. So for Washington Post, I think what makes them so amazing is that even though they are a newspaper, where they feel that they have to present themselves in a way that is very formal, very corporate, they actually throw all of them out the window, and they said that, look, if we are on TikTok, we have to do things the TikTok way. So what does it mean to be doing things in a TikTok way? It's about being fun, it's about using what is trending in the market right now and actually applying it to your own brand. So this is what I want to show you. For some of you, this might relate, and I'm sorry that it relates.
Run.
has never been late to work and then get called out for our own excuses. I mean, come on. So you see, what makes it so interesting is that this is normally the kind of things that we do and we know, but we don't talk about it to the public. But it's interesting to see this because when we see it, we feel so seen. We feel that we're part of the community. And this is the kind of content that I would definitely want to share with my friends. And that's what makes it so amazing. What I want to show to you next is about how AliExpress uses TikTok in a way that shows their content without being so salesy. It shows it in a way that is informative, that is educational, and it tells their story in a way that's super, super quick. I mean, it's TikTok, so things do have to move quickly, but it doesn't mean that you have to compromise on your own message. So there is always a way to be smart, to be interesting, even in a short format. So I think these are pretty much the framework and how people can actually show up on the platform. I mean, if you are interested to see more, it's always good to just be on TikTok, like we said, just 10 minutes a day to see what is interesting on the platform, so that you can learn what is trending, what is happening, and how you can apply it to your own brand. And as always, what I want to really emphasize is that TikTok is a new platform and it requires a new way of thinking. It requires you to actually think about who is on the other side of the spectrum, who is listening to your message. How do they want to receive a message? What we know to be true is that this is a generation that loves storytellers. We want things to be engaging, we want things to be relatable. And actually there is even a statistic that proves this. It's not just from gut intuition. So 75% of TikTokers feel that content was unique or different from Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat, and YouTube. And what that tells you is that this is what people want now. And that is why you need to cater to these individuals. Thank you.
So you just learned about the 4 C's of the content development framework on TikTok. So up next, it will be about the session with our creators. So in the meantime, I'd like to ask our team to get a chair. So in the meantime, so far we have learned so much about TikTok, especially in terms of the creative aspects, in forming ideas or finding the ideation behind the content creation. So far, I would like to share with you again. So TikTok is an entertainment platform where it brings joy to the users and bring creativity to the creators as well, since there are tons of possibilities that you can do as a creator and brand themselves. Yes, and you have heard from we as well, our creative strategists, on the creative ideas, big ideas from brands that put out on the platform, and they have come to life and show the audience, attract the attention of people, millions of people around the world. And then you also see the case study of Nutella, where they integrated their campaign with TikTok ad solutions. It's also their ideation in forming the such of fun and creative ideas for their campaign run as well. And also for the Khmer New Year trends and subcultures, as well as the ways that you can choose and match the trend, the subculture with your brand to create the creative ideas in a short and fun way as well. And yes, earlier for the 4 C's on the content development framework as well. Yeah, so up next, you will hear from our special guest today from Lisa, the creator. Yeah, discussing their views on the TikTok content creations. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a round of applause. And now I would like to invite Rose, our partner director, who will be the moderator in this discussion today as well. And we have our content creators once again from Visa. So please Bong Philip, aka. And also, yeah, Superior also from the Visa team as well. Thank you so much.
Vi thơm cái treo qua luôn đó, đẹp rồi.
Okay. It's the first time I'm not opening the stage first. So that feels good. Thank you so much to our amazing hosts, presenters, and especially everyone who's here today. I'm so happy, especially we have our amazing creators from Visa, and I'm sure that everyone knows them. Okay, so this session, I have some important questions.
Sorry. I'm trying to get into their page. Okay.
Okay, I have some important questions today for our creators and our amazing creative experts from TikTok. So far, I've been with the platform for quite a while now, and to all of us, it's a fantastic, platform that we could be on, we could view, we could utilize, we could do business there. So, to start this session, I would like all three of you to actually give us a unique introduction. I don't want to know your names. I want to know who you are as a let's say TikTok style. So give us a nice kick-ass introduction.
Wow. One of my content is viral in TikTok. So, guys, today I just bought my dog food. Let me review it, how it tastes, right? Okay, let's do it. Oh my God, it's tastier than my food. So, should we give this to him or myself? So, good afternoon, guys. My name is one of the content creator in Cambodia. Thank you, and it's been an honor to be here. Thank you.
So, I am a video creator and I love making videos. And basically, I'm a storyteller and I love to tell story. And I want to inspire people to go out and seek this comfort.
I used to work for an advertising agency, and I used to think that TikTok enough for me, or my agency, or my brand, and now I changed, and so do you.
Amazing. I like the dog food one.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
I don't understand, but it makes me watch you.
Yeah.
So that is something unique about the platform. Sometimes you don't have to make sense of everything. You just watch, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I have some news before we continue the panel discussion. For the three amazing people who came over here to actually, present the creative ideas, remember them? Do you remember them from last session? So the first person is Hosna, second person is JM from MSA, and the third person is I think Pia from Harvard, right?
Yes.
After this session today, one drink each on me.
Wow.
Okay, so do not claim anything later than today. This is the limited offer, okay? All right, let's go back to our session. I have some very important questions. We've learned and seen so much of creativity today. We've seen funny videos, we've seen inspirational stories, we've heard a lot of ideas. But now, let's talk about why do we need those things, right? Why do we need to be cool? Why do we need to be fun? Why do we need to be nice? Why do we need to be attractive on the platform? Why is creative so important? So I'm going to give this floor to V to answer this question.
Yeah. For me, I think that creativity is actually what makes people come to our platform at the first place, right? So So creative is what makes this platform so special, so entertaining, and because therefore it's become so irresistible, right? And TikTok is with its like content algorithm is totally different from every platform out there because like you just need to be unique. You don't need like a big circle of network so that you can become famous after one night or be heard after one night. And TikTok is also a place for community, so everyone there have to behave like one member of the clans, and friends had no exception about that. So you can see that on TikTok, everyone are so creative, and you as a brand and agency, you are not just competing for attention with other users or with other brands. You're actually competing for attention from hundreds and millions of other users, right? So that you have to be as creative and as special as they are, and there's no other ways to do TikTok. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think that's a very interesting answer. Obviously, we're competing for every first second of everyone's life. I'm competing for everyone's attention to look at me on the panel discussion. You're competing for everyone's attention on TikTok as a channel. When you reach 100,000 views, that comes from 100,000 probably people or less, but still probably some people view your content 100 times. So that is something that we're competing for every day. That's so much attention over here. But brands and users are not the only ones existing on a platform. Creatives come from creators, right? So I want to ask two of you, like, what is your experience creating content on TikTok? Like, tell us, like, how does it feel like? How has it been so far as an experience as a creator?
Being on TikTok is so different. Like I can't be myself. I really don't care like how I look, how like would people just do whatever I want. It's so fun and it's so convenient. TikTok is not a platform to just publish your video. We can edit it. They have a lot of things to explore, to experience like effects or theater, and we can do like some funny train like use like repeat the sound like the training thing. So it's so good. I'm not only the creator but like a big fan of TikTok too. Yes.
Right? How about Rick?
So for my experience, I have a up and down experience with TikTok. Like, yeah, like sometimes like the video that I spend only 1 minute to make it is going viral so easy. But and then the other day I spent like 2 days, 1 day to edit to think of a new idea, and then when I post it, people don't like it and it's not going viral. Before I don't know why it's not going well, but before I like after I joined this session, I think I know why now. Like, I know how to go viral. Yeah.
Amazing. So I understand your difficult times, but I also want to know the most fun moment. So what's the funnest moment? I think you have a story back there, right?
As a creator perspective, the most fun moment for me, like when my video is going viral, people use my sound to recreate their videos and pass or share my video to their friends to watch or do something with my video. When people get notice on my account.
Sorry, follow-up question. What was that sound?
I don't think I have a sound that is going viral, but I have a video that I have video that go viral. It's so weird. Yeah, in short, like the most fun moment is when your video is going viral. Yeah, the most fun of as a creator.
I checked your profile. There's a lot of videos where you got so many views.
Really? Did they check my account?
Why not? I need to know that the people I'm talking to are actually famous. But so Ray has this trending, unique kind of opening of the video all the time. It's like he always starts with, "Today I am
Today I'm going to do this and do that.
Yeah, it's like always start with today.
Today,
and
yeah.
he has this, the whole captioning and texting on the video thing, like today I am blah 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 blah, and the words follow his voice, his audio. So that is some kind of technique to actually attract attention, because sometimes, I listen to TikTok. Sometimes I watch TikTok. Sometimes my ears are listening to other things, and my eyes are on TikTok. So sometimes to have both audio and text helps a lot in catching my attention. So I think that's one good thing about his content. What about Osna? What's your fun moment?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it and it's fun already. For sure, when the result, I got the result, when I sit down and I hear some, oh, that's my sound. There's a word they play, oh, that's mine, something like that. And yeah, the sound gone viral, people keep using it. And yes, for sure, it's be well known from the kid. Like, I've been doing as a content creator for years, but now the kid said, Bong, are you the one who eating dog food? Like, oh, I'm so proud. Like, this is the fun.
So proud.
Everyone recognize me. Like that.
For eating dog food.
I'm so proud. For sure.
Was it your dog?
Huh?
Was it your dog or some other people's dog?
It's my dog.
Okay.
He actually test the food before let his dog eat it.
And is that a food for dogs or food for people?
It's for dog.
Okay, how does it taste like?
It tastes like human snake, something like that. It's yummy, it's crunchy, it's chewy.
Oh my god! Do you sell that?
No.
All right. Sounds amazing. So I think that we understand the importance and essence of creatives. We understand why 3 seconds or 6 seconds video would make an impact on the user's attention, the audience perception, and especially the brands as well. So now back to I have another question for you. We see a lot of great things on the platform, right? If you look at the users, the creators, the brands, we see like, you have so much creative ideas. Like, how could you create these kind of things for people to watch? It's so interesting, it's so nice, it's so on point. But then there are also content that are not successful. Why is that? Like, what is the common mistake? What is the thing that stops them from being successful as a creator or as a brand?
Yeah, I think the most common mistake begin with our mindset. Actually, if we treat TikTok just like another platform, and this will impact the way that we do blending as well, right? Because for other platforms, we usually like do blending there in the way that we invest all of our production money into a very big, huge kind of thematic content, thematic assets, and we use it, we adapt it to be used across platform, whatever we have in hand. And I have to say that actually adaptations is not the best way to do with TikTok, because you see that TikTok user have a very deep sense of detecting which ones will be like commercial or branded. So the moment that your brand, your in-feed ad or your like videos look like it is commercially made or it is not authentic, people will definitely just scroll away, and that is the luxury of the TikTok user. They can skip or scroll whatever that they feel not interested in. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that even that mindset will also have an impact on the way that we create and think about ideas, right? So for idea on TikTok to work, that's what I said during the subcultures and trends. You have to have the sense of the user there, because they will have a very niche like taste of the content and the topic that they are interested in. So if you want to create ideas for TikTok, you have to observe those and you have to dig that into the communities, know that what are like interest them, trigger them, or what trend are on, and be part of that. And last but not least, I think that we have to create like very consistently. And I know that just like our creator just said, like on TikTok you will have up and down because you don't know when or how your brand can go viral. But my tip is that you have to create consistently and don't like get so stressed about blending. Blending is good, but if you obsessed by blending, you are not going anywhere and you are not creating anything. And for TikTok, you have to keep a frequency. For example, for brands, at least 2 or 3 content per week, and it will ask more from the creator side. You have to have 5 and 6. But when on TikTok you see the case study from the Washington Post, right? Even they are very trustworthy, very formal ones in traditional media. When it comes to TikTok, they adopt a totally new lifestyle, a new style. And that one can be learned if they test and they try different things. So just create for TikTok, and then over time you will test a lot of things and you will learn what works best for your brand and try to adopt those and use ads and media to scale it. So yeah, don't wait until you got the perfect band or the perfect street. Just create and you will get better with time. Yeah.
Thank you. That is so true. So I think our creative people over here, our accounts persons, our brand people, it's good to plan, but don't plan too long, otherwise you're missing out. While you're planning for a trend, maybe there's another trend already, and then you miss the trend. So that, jump in the pool, do something creative, and then test and learn, get results from there. I think that's a really nice answer. So I think that it actually connects me to my next question, because I've been thinking about co-creation, because creating content on the platform is not the only thing that people do. People get inspired by each other, right? Like 71% actually learn from other creators on the platform. So I think it's the same it's very true, the same way for brands and creators and users as well. We learn from each other. Brands learn from creators, creator learns from brand, we co-create. So I want to ask the questions to our creators over here. What's your impression on collaborating with brands on TikTok?
Yeah, for sure, it's fun. And like you mentioned, don't treat TikTok like as a platform. What I can see, like collaborating the contents on TikTok with the brand, I can see like the different, very different. Like we don't have like just focusing on the boring like and share and comments, but we can see like beside the brand and the content creator, even if the audience, they can create such a creative like video and material and thing like it's so fun. It's so new, like it's not boring at all. Yeah. So it's like get a free marketing. Aside from creators, if your content is cool, is creative, everyone will do it, like promote it for you for free. Right? Yeah. Do it, stick something like that.
If there are brands out here, you can hear him saying that. Free marketing. All right, so I think co-creation is something very key on our platform. TikTok is all about doing things together as a community. It's never about going solo. I don't believe in going solo. It's not just you alone on the platform. You're doing this with everybody else. You learn from everyone. You get inspired. You collaborate on a brand and personal basis. So I think that's very useful for brands and creative thinkers over here to think about that. You're not the only planner in your company, right? You think about how can you leverage this guy, for example, and how can this guy leverage my brand? So this is something that we can always get benefits from each other in such a valuable way. I also want to ask, relating to that, I think you guys have been creators for quite a while and probably a long time, and I'm pretty sure that you've been creating content on so many platforms, including TikTok, right? So regarding TikTok as a platform, I want you to probably what's your opinion or what you want to say to other creators in Cambodia, also to our brand people, to our strategists, to our creative thinkers, to the pragmatists who are here today. Like what would be your takeaway kind of advice or comments, what you want to tell them?
before the whole session from yours and hers, like I said, oh, I have many things to tell you guys, like creator, creative person, and the brain. But after your sessions, said, oh, why I'm here? I need to go home and create more content. Like, you know, even if the brain, they can be the influencer themselves. Like, just like the case study, right? Like all the brain, like making viral, even if content creator also follow the trend. And yes, this is for the brain and the creator. And for the content creator, I think guys, let's do that. Like you said, let's do the TikTok way. I love that. Let's do the TikTok way. We really like what we have done. Sometimes it's so unfair. We just do one content and then we adjust to our platform. So we really don't focus like, oh, this is the TikTok way. If we just do like this, we will like got higher engagement, blah blah blah, and then we just do and we adjust and then we complain, it's not work, like this, TikTok like that. So after this, I said that I really don't know what to say. Just go home and create more content.
So I only have message to the creator, like to all the creators, even if they are not on TikTok or on even if they are on the other platform. Like I want to tell them that if they want to be a creator, just do it. Like you don't have to be yourself. You can be your idol. You can copy your idol style and do it. Make the video again and again and again, day to day, week to week, and after a while you will find a taste that is different. Like you cannot, at the end of the day, you cannot pretend to be someone else. You will be tired, so that when you can find your unique style. Yes. Thank you.
Short and sweet. Right? Stop pretending, you guys. Like, be authentic. Okay, I hear so many interesting answers from all of you. Let me get back to V to close by investigative kind of questioning session. So, what would be your advice then? Because Bosna and Ray actually talk about all of this from creative point of view. But what would be your advice to all the brands out there who place themselves on the platform? Creatively, professionally, in a business sense, or co-creation kind of way, like what would be your takeaway advice?
My 2 cents would be like give the creator out there the creative authority. I cannot stress it enough, but creators are found and loved on TikTok because they already successful establish a unique voice for themselves. And brands, when they do things on TikTok, they have to learn to respect that. It won't work if you ask creator to change their style or like telling your script or acting out your script, because the users of this creator will immediately know it's not him, because it's not his authentic self. He promoting someone else, and that will definitely drive them away. So I think that to be successful, you have to learn to respect their authorities and give the creator more power. I know it will give you anxiety attack. I know that because yeah, I know, but you have to give a little bit of control so that you can get to a win-win situation. You give the creators a very clear brief with a clear goal and objective. Give them 2 to 3 bullet points of the unique selling point that you want to put out there. And you give them some time to test and experience or feel your product and service. But you let them have the final say on the creative and the creative style. Please do that. Thank you.
Yeah, please thank her for this comment. Okay, I think it's a super interesting, quick, learning from all of your opinions. Appreciate that. So now I want to open the floor for our audience. If you have questions, especially to the 3 people here, not me. So if you have any question at all about creatives, ideation, even media if you want.
Media.
Yeah.
Không hiểu rồi, chịu quá. Mấy năm gần đây là thấy.
Hello, my name is Aki from MSA.
You want to do the elevator pitch again?
maybe this also apply for we and creators also. What is your suggestion in terms of using the music? Is it following the famous existing already that people already use, or we create a new thing that maybe it can create like uniqueness, or it maybe also can be fall because no one familiar with the music yet. So which one is your recommend?
Okay, from my content creator perspective, so mostly that's gonna be two words like create trend and follow trend, right? So I think it's based on the content, the campaign as well. So if you want to create a big campaign, for sure you need to create your original music and try hard to find like attractive lyric or the ring, something like that. But if the campaign is small or just you need to follow trend, then just use the famous music like that. Yeah, just my point of view. Thank you.
For me, it's actually a very difficult question, and it will take me one afternoon to talk you through it. But yeah, I will try to keep it short. So it depends on your plannings, and if you already so I assume that if you're like a fresh start and you don't know where to begin, right? So first suggestions that you can look onto what trending on TikTok in terms of music. And for music, I think that it's not just about like the soundtrack or like the full song. You're looking for the narration, right? The voice over, the sound effect, everything of them can be counted as sound on TikTok, and it's had like equal contribution to the success of your campaign. The first thing you can take a look at the trend, for example, so Flowers of Miley Cyrus, a big thing right now. So you can make something similar to it, or if the best, you can buy the license and create the ones yourself, because I feel like similarities is the one of the best thing to get people sympathize and feel relevant to the music of your brand. That's the one thing. And so I feel that you should observe the trends and ride on it. In case that you're confident that your brand can create a uniqueness out there, please make sure that your music has some meaning to it, so that people can actually narrate to. For example, and it has some like very good and catchy kind of tempo and beat, so people can dance or enjoy in their own time, right? So when you create a music or a song, please make sure that it's not the message that you want to sell the most, but the entertainment value of it. That is make like people feel good hearing it, or it's making people like want to dance to it, or it create a storytelling that people can add to it, think about it rather than thinking about like your brand message first. Yeah. Hope that answers can satisfy you.
I want to echo your point and his point. It's actually very good. I want to bring up a point from TikTok culture. So I would use one phrase that probably you could take home with, like you blend in authentically. Is something that you would choose to recreate a sound, music, voice effects, or you could actually not recreate but do it by yourself. So the TikTok principle is that you blend in the community. You don't just follow, you blend in, meaning that you echo the voice of the community. You have the same thoughts and concepts and trends that everybody is doing conceptually. So when you blend in, you don't blend in as a follower only, you blend in as yourself. So for example, like Flowers from Miley Cyrus, I could do that, I could do that on my profile, but I'm not gonna look like Flowers Miley Cyrus. I'm gonna look like Flowers Rose, it's like, yeah. Like, so you don't have to always do everything 100% new. You can still blend in the culture and the trends, but the way when people look at you or view your content, like, oh, that's the guy, not the original singer. Or like, oh, Osna dog food. It's like, it's you create trend, yeah, right? Yeah. So that what I would wanna echo and add on. Right. Any more questions? Sure. MSA. Voices. Powers up.
one-stop shopping. Actually, this question is specifically for our creators because I think there are clients here in agency and we always partner with creators to actually bring our content to reach more people. But I guess it would be interesting to also know from you guys what exactly are you looking for in terms of what we brief you in creating content. Do you want something more detailed or do you want something that has more freedom? So we just wanted to understand what would be the most ideal setting for a content creator when it comes to branded content.
Work talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to work for MSA too. Okay. So if I have a choice, for sure I need freedom. So we content creator, we want to shout out our creativity, but for sure we will balance what client looking for because they're the one who spend money on us. They need to get back. So we have 3 missions. So creating content, I need to do the contents that I love and I can get money. Client from client perspective, they spend money for sure. They will get back, and for sure the content must be creativity and build love by the audience. And that video also entertain to the audience as well. So if client open for our creativity, we really appreciate it. Yeah, like you mentioned. So we are the one who speak to our audience. So if client choose us as the messenger, so please let us talk our language to our audience. Yeah. Thank you.
Reid, you want to add anything?
Yeah, we want to speak our language to our audience, but also, like, we still want to find a neutral point. Like, we want to share, we want to make entertainment and also promote the product. So, yeah, thank you.
JM, is that clear?
Yes.
So
should I yes?
So next time you have a better brief, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Maybe one last question.
Tưởng rất ăn. Từng biết rất ăn. Can you talk to your friend? That's the question.
Thank you. So I have one question, one short question. So can you share with us a tip? Because TikTok is the platform that not the TikTok team decided the content will go viral, right? The algorithm. So can you share with me what is the best tip that we can control algorithm? How we can convince algorithm to make our content go viral?
Well, thank you for introduce my next section of sharing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know that it's a little bit too late for you guys, and I really appreciate that you stay with us. So please be patient because in the next sections I will share with you some tips so that you can push the performance of your creative. And I cannot guarantee that your content will go viral, otherwise I would not be here. So, but I will give you some tips to make sure that all of your content can go native and loved by more TikTok users. That's what I can guarantee. Yeah, yeah, stay with us, okay? Be with us, okay?
Okay, so I guess you just asked a question where she's about to, do it for another hour. So I think stay tuned for that. But I want to close this with a short answer to your question as well, so that I don't leave you hanging. Yeah. So there's so many tips to this. There's so many tips to general creatives actually, but there's a big tip that you should never forget when you want something to go great on the platform. The first 2 seconds should be kick-ass, right?
Stopper.
Because this is a skippable kind of platform. I can scroll up whenever I want. I have choices. Basically, I have so much freedom on the platform. So if you want me to stop, or I want you to stop and see this, you have to grab my first 2 seconds. And probably in the next 5 years, probably only 1 second. And probably it's getting shorter and shorter until people, scroll automatically. Like, don't even. So what would catch your attention right now? So as long as you get the 2 seconds this year, right? This is something that you have to do, because I see a lot of content and ads specifically, which I tried. I make effort in trying to view for 5 seconds because I feel like I should give someone a chance. I try to be patient, but after 5 seconds, I'm not patient anymore. I scroll to the next one. So for the rest of the people out there, they probably don't have the same patience as me. So they would see this and like the first 1 or 2 seconds, nothing appears, nothing interesting. Why would I spend my life on this video? So that's probably one thing. And it's a big tip, but for the rest of the 909 million tips that comes from we'll be in the next session. So So lastly, thank you guys so much for being in our discussion, and let's appreciate all of you who pay attention to our creators as well. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the sessions. It will be very short and sweet, quick and painless. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Rose, for moderating this discussion, and Reed. And for Bob Philip, also Reed, you also have some flowers for your appreciation and certificate as well. So please.
Philip, don't get the flower.
Look at my camera, please. Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. So please stay on the stage. We still have one more session, the final one.
Okay, so it's me again. I know that we are pretty tired at this time, so that's why I intentionally play some videos to play during our last sections of sharing. And I hope that this can answer better your questions that you raised before, right? How to make a content more likely to go viral, right? And so first I want to talk you through a guide to cost efficient for TikTok, because I know that actually production cost is some kind of barriers that a lot of brands and agencies mentioned during our meeting. We feel that we have to, because TikTok is a very different platform, and we have to create new access for it, and it will cost a lot. And this section actually want to tell you the otherwise, right? So if you want to produce for TikTok, you need to go smart, and actually smart is the one that will get you everywhere. Because even with the very low budget, you can get a very high quality type content. And on TikTok, there's a lot of free tips and free tutorials from our creators where you can look for inspiration to see how they do with their prop or existing lighting to create very significant as well as interesting content.
Put ice in a bucket and then put your product inside. Overlap the ice on top of the product a little bit and then spray it with some water. Then you're gonna put plastic over your lens and take the photo. Look at the water droplet.
Crazy.
Right? And it will not go against your media budget or anything, right?
The thing is that this is a platform that will savors and give salute to every kind of creativity. And it's not a billboard or a TVC, so you don't have to be perfect on every single pixel, right? So try to create a very tempting and very visually aesthetic look, and your content can capture a lot of attention on the platform. And yeah, because you asked questions about sound, right? And for sounds, we feel that it is very, very important element of every single creating on the platform. Because yeah, sounds is the DNA of TikTok. And for sounds, we mean not only just soundtrack and songs, but also sound effect and narratives and voiceover. Everything can come together and create a better storytelling out of your videos. So next time when you choose a sound for your content, don't just go with a background music. Let's think about the meaning or the vibe that your music can contain. You see that this year platform of sound on, so 66% of sound on TikTok are marked as fun. So you have to ask the questions, are your sound fun enough? Before you using it. So, and actually 9 of 10 TikTok users will see sound as an integral part of every app on the platform. So you can see that sounds can be used in a very different ways, and it can become the tool so that you can become part of the trend.
Hi! Hi! Good morning!
Cái xe đấy mất ngủ rồi, xe gì vậy?
You see, every changing sound can be part of your next organic content, and you don't even expect a brand of car can blend in this content, right? But it can. Or you can use the sound effect to bring another kind of vibe or another kind of effect to your seem very ordinary kind of content. For example, for unboxing a box of food, you can use this sounds and it will create a different effect. That's it. Surprise is what we need for, right? And it will need your life. It will require more than even 5 seconds of your life. You can use a very unique. So this is like the trending sound and trending effect that you're looking for, right? But you can also create something very unique of your brand using your brand product or service to create a totally new song. And remember, it has to be unique. So you can see one common thing around this kind of sound is that the element of surprise. Always get your users surprised about how you create or how you use a sound on TikTok. And with sounds, we also need to further emphasize our visuals, and the sticker on TikTok are with you with that. So you can have very different way of using your stickers and try to incorporate those stickers as much as possible in your videos, because it creates very native TikTok feel for your brand. For example, those templates and stickers can bring a vibe, and you know that aesthetic is actually a very big culture on TikTok. You don't need any content in it. It needs to be look good, and that's the only things for aesthetic content.
A pigeonhole, I'm a night owl, it's a different mode. I'ma have to make a pen of 6 on a pinky toe. Heard you with a shooting guard.
You see, there's no content, there's no message out there, but it's successful selling an outfit. It creates Vine and those stickers actually make the content very chic and very fashionable. Or you can use those emojis to like power some kind of branded challenge, right? For example, this one, makeup inspired by emoji.
It's in the palm of your hand now, baby. It's a yes or no, maybe. So just be sure before you give it out to me, give it out to me. So you wanna play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're falling for. Baby, do you dare to do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for it? A perfect storm. 'Cause what's your mind? There's no going back.
Yeah, and also because emoji is so easy to use, it can be like a means of communications between you and your users. So next time, let's see if you can do anything with the emoji, right? And also those stickers and emojis can be a way so that you can emphasize your message. For example, a lot of tutorials are now translated back to stickers.
ASMR cái này nó gọi là ASMR nha. ASMR.
Yeah, you can use those stickers to like restage your brand message and make people remember you. And important to have the transitions. So actually transition becoming a format on TikTok. It's just not from like how you transition from one frame to another, but transition can become the whole TikTok video, right? And there's a lot of ways that you can make transitions, and it becomes so easy because every functions are built into our app. So the things is that you have to learn to how to use our app. That's very important. I cannot stress it enough. So next time, no, not next time, please, after this meeting, please, if you're not having any ad, CapCut or TikTok, please download it and learn how to use the transitions, because transition can create a very smooth feel for your videos, and you don't need a whole production house or production crew just to do that. Oh my God, is there someone from production house today?
College girls, give a nigga head in my ride. Rockstar life, so much money, I'll make you laugh. Hey, the bitch they hate, and you can't miss what you know that. Hey, off the juice, coding got me tripping.
See, very easy. You just need to like change the position of your phone or stop and play at the right moment.
All my ladies, listen up. If that boy ain't giving up, lick your lips and sweat.
Choosing the
When your hips go up, all you gotta say is no. All my ladies, listen up. If that boy ain't giving up, lick your lips and swing your hips, girl. All you gotta say is no.
Yes, it's so easy that even your mom can do it. So please.
If that boy ain't giving up, lick your lips and swing your hips, girl. All you gotta say is
Yeah, so don't be like blocked out just because
Được,
just
làm mấy
that
cái
you have to create something new for TikTok because like
Vậy
everyone
vậy.
in the team can do it. And last but not least,
tao làm hơi bị giỏi.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit in slow motion. Yeah, I feel like an astronaut in the ocean. What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb,
yeah, you can see it had like the visual very similar to the TVC, but the vibe is totally different. So it is same but different. But you try to post TVC like this on TikTok, people will recognize it right away because you can see that it had the authentic and like the low-fi feeling on it. So like being very studio-like is not only work for TikTok. So yeah, let's come to the last but not least section of the section of today's series, and I know that I really appreciate that you be here like this afternoon. So this is done it for every one of you. Did a checklist so that you can use to evaluate the creatives, the video ads that you created to see that is it good enough for TikTok and any chance that it can get viral on TikTok, right? So the first one, and whatever you do, remember that those content have to be real. Really very important because this is a platform that savors and it will savor imperfections, right? So on TikTok you can see that the creator doesn't have to wear any makeup, they can be their authentic selves. And the same thing for brand. Your brand don't need to be perfect on TikTok, so that's why you don't have to got a very high quality kind of studio to be here. You just need to be real and in the moment, right? You have to be creative so that people will notice you. So I already said that you are not competing just with another brand on TikTok. You're competing with thousands and hundreds of users, and you have to be different. You have to be entertaining. At the end of the day, people watch TikTok so that they can learn something new or they can have a good laugh, right? So try to think about how you can entertain them in your content. And last but not least, be experimental. Not just experimental in terms of finding your own voice and your own style, but try like new format, try new trend. Just be free, right? And these are the tip. And the first one, you have to got the TikTok native editing style, right? So I already provide you some like the cost efficient type of TikTok quality, so you can use it to create those ads just like eBay.
Vàng đó bắt đó hả? Trên cái này vàng quan trọng.
You see, so this is an ad, but it costs a lot of media solely, not like production budget for eBay, and they run it nationwide. So you know that how an ad on TikTok should look like. It should have that kind of shooting style, very vertical, right? With good lighting, but with like native filters and native perspective. And then second things, it must be sound, right? So when it comes to sound, you also have to plan about the effect. And you can see that when the right sounds is chosen, it can bring a totally different effect for your creative. You see, even the makeup tutorial can be different if you choose the right sounds, right?
Yeah.
And you have to have the storytelling, a narrative that is interesting and entertaining.
Ôi.
So, you can only find this creativity on TikTok. Yeah, I know. next thing you have to say it early, right? Just like Roseanne just mentioned, right? The 2 seconds is very important because they will decide that they will skip you or not. So you should be upfront about the message that you want to say. Say it early, say it clearly, just like this video.
My name is Raya. My girl Raya and I are gonna fix the world.
Yep. So you see that in the first 2 seconds, they already get a message out that the film's in the cinema and let's go watch it. And also you have to pay attention to the overlay text, right? The overlay text is actually a good way, even that you have you do like adaptation, right? Adding some kind of overlay text can actually help your branded assets look more native on TikTok. And because you know that TikTok user consume content in a very fast speed, so overlay text is an efficient way so that you can recap all the information for them and get them remember your message. So make sure that you chose the right information and put it very concise and clear on the frame. And also because you want to get something out of every ad, right? Definitely we want conversion, we want lead, we want engagement. So you have to be clear in terms of what call to action that you put in the ad. For example, you have to put some kind of promo or discount that will expire within like 24 hours, and that will urge people to act. Yeah. And you have to respect creator freedom, right? So when you come to work with creators, you have to respect their own work voice and their own way of creating content. For example, within this example, you can see that how the creators like reserve their own style and still like pushing the brand in front.
Say they want 5, let it burn up. Trying to break my habits, but some days I gotta burn up. What's in my wallet? The keys to their heart is in the closet.
You see, so this creator is very famous for that kind of transformations, and Apple didn't ask her to change anything. She didn't have to say anything about the AirPods that is going to be launched in the market, but you can see that actually the product is almost way in the front stage, right? And the next tip is that you have to write on trend, and for me it actually like my most favorite tip, and it also increased significantly your chance of going viral. So answer your questions, right? So I think that if brands can actually tap in onto trending sound, trending hashtag, or trending type content, it can push you significantly. And yeah, if you and especially if you can have a creative twist on the existing trends, that would be the best. Yeah. And I see a lot of brands can jump on trends and become the big hit in the market if they can have a very interesting and unexpected twist on the trends. And last, you have to break the fourth walls, which means that your ad need to for example, a lot of content creators choose the style of talking directly to the cameras. So that's the way that they can interact and keep the conversation between users and creators, just like two friends, right? And also for brands, so a lot of brands, when they do adaptations, they didn't use that kind of front perspective, right? So a lot of connections being lost in translation, right? So yeah, so this is the summaries of the 9 tips that I want you to bring home. And the most important thing is that we love to see your first created content for TikTok today. So yeah, so let's come to return directly to the section.
Thank you so much, V, and thank you so much everyone for your time today. I think we have come to the end of our session today as well. But before you go home and create your TikTok videos, we also need a favor from you to provide us with your feedback for this session as well. So please scan the QR code over here. Yeah. So from HUD Pool, Cambodia, and TikTok as well, we hope you had a great learning experience, fun in with our exercise.